Morning, folks. Hopefully we're live, and I've got my trusty sidekick here today. Yeah, so welcome to Wednesday's live session. Don't know what to call it really, just Wednesday's build, I suppose. Got a few things to run through this morning. I'm going to show you the progress on the platforms. Been working on some textures. I've got a few other latest releases and things to whiz through, and we'll have a bit of a chat. I'm going to build a, what is it? LX105 double track girder bridge. We also do a single track version, but they're both exactly the same, just wider. And I'm going to build an LX239, so I'll show you a few other things. So give us a couple of seconds to finish off getting ready, and we shall be kicking off. Okay. Right, I think we're ready. Hopefully you can hear us. It says that things aren't muted, so mic should be working. Here goes. Tina's just said that the comments pop up. Yes, they do. I need to click on the right thing. There we go. There we are. That's better. Clear that. Right. We'll get slicker at this eventually. It's a big learning curve. Right. Move that so it doesn't make a noise on my mic. You haven't put a mic on. You're not going to probably won't speak, will you? Right. First things first then, LX390. That's the finished version. I can't remember if I showed this last week or not. That's the finished version now of the LX390 low relief modular office block. As I said last week, you can snap bits off this. So if you want this smaller, you can just break parts off. You see there, it's perforated at the back. So that's the finished kit now. We've sold a few over the weekend, which is brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing those appearing on your layouts. So that's that. We decided to go with printed paper windows because it made it easy to work with. We tried self-adhesive, but it wouldn't stick to the MDF very well. So I didn't want windows falling off on your layouts. It wouldn't be very good. So we went with paper, just simple rectangles, cut them out, stick them on behind the windows. Really easy. So that's that, LX390. Also, can't remember the number of these, but this is the Art Deco railings. These are very finely detailed railings, which we released, not very in focus. That's better. Released last week, 4 foot high. So they're suitable for hotel balcony railings, railings around the station, all that kind of thing. Anyway, you need something a little bit more fancy than regular wrought-iron railings. So I can't remember the number. 397 rings a bell, LX397, but it might not be right. I'm losing track of the numbers. What else we got? Dominic asked me to put together some windows to fit in a Metcalf engine shed. It's the roof lights. Now the roof lights in their standard kit are plain white. Nothing wrong with them, but just plain white screen printed windows. But he wanted something a bit more 3D-ish. So we drew up these little beasts, 3 layers of laser board and a layer of printed. Hard to tell there. Let's show I've got anything white. Yeah, look at that. If I hold it against there, can you see the? It's hard to tell. The glazing is actually weathered. There's streaks and things on the glazing. So these will be available this week. LX395, I think, for these. These fit up inside. I have a part of a Metcalf engine shed. That's the roof for a Metcalf engine shed. And the idea is that these will slot in from the underside, hopefully. A bit difficult to do this whilst everybody's watching. It's really easy yesterday when I did it. There we go. They slot in into the Metcalf engine shed roof. So you've got a 3D finish to your windows now. So the windows, or the glazing overlaps slightly the roof tile texture as it would on the real thing. So the rain would drain off down the roof, and then you've got a nice frame made out of laser board for a proper 3D effect. And then on the inside, it's nice and neat as well. You've just got a slightly larger outer frame on the window there, which keeps the window in place, give you something to glue it in with. So that's those. They'll be available this week, later on, probably tomorrow, Friday, something like that. Not sure whether they're doing packs of 2, 3 or whatever. Can you get the window sheeting in different colours, say blue transparency, translucency? I don't know, to be honest. We could probably print them. We could probably print the colour on, a light colour, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to try it. These are slightly, that's the glazing sheet. There's a slight grey appearance there because I want them to look mucky, and you can probably see the weathering better on there. The sort of streaks and moss and whatever else on the glazing. Not sure how much they are yet. They'll be similar price to the LX262. Might be a little bit cheaper because they're a little bit simpler. But I'm not sure. I'll have to think a lot about that. I don't know how much they'll be yet. But I will have a bit of a play. Need to run another couple. Morning from Doncaster. Just have a quick look at the comments. Morning from Devon, not very far away. Stockton-on-Tees, all over the place. Anybody from abroad yet? Oh yeah, Tina's looking at the comments. Yeah, we've got people from Brixham, sunny Norfolk, Scotland. Wow, all over the place. Shropshire, brilliant. Essex, excellent, good stuff. Nice to see you all. Well, I can't see, but you know what I mean. Okay, next update before we get stuck into building platforms. Right, that's better. That was the preview, the test build we did the other week. I've been working on wraps mostly and tweaking the laser files for this. I've modified it slightly because when we built it, well, you can see that there's a slight camber to the platform, which on modern platforms may be okay if you've got a drainage channel down the middle, but I wasn't 100% happy with that, so I've just tweaked some of the spacer parts to make the top of the platform lie flat. So I'm working on that at the moment, and then I've been working on, as Dylan knows, 1,000,001 different platform textures. So far we're up to letter J, I think, and I think I'm going to have to call it a day there because there's too many variants. We have, these have all got the modern network rail network rail coping on them. And then various other infills. Now I'm doing an old-fashioned version as well, which has just got 3x2 slabs and slightly larger slabs along the side, along the platform edge. But that's a plain asphalt one with network rail coping. Then we have asphalt with tactile paving and the yellow marking, or yellow lines and mind the gap markings. And then we've got herringbone. Pink herringbone, we've got a buff herringbone or a grey herringbone, all with and without yellow markings, with and without tactile paving. So there's quite a lot of choices, and then there'll be the steam mirror ones as well, with brick edges, slab edges, and various other things. So there's going to be quite a few. So we, as Tina said earlier, we've got to draw a line somewhere and just go, that'll do. We're having 10 textures. That's it. If you want anything else, we'll have to do them as and when the demand is there, or we can provide other things like separate packs of stickers and things for various markings. So we might have to do those individually. So that's where we are with those. I'm hoping to cut, if I can get on the lasers later today, I'll cut the ramps again and cut another section of the straight bit so I can do some more tests, because we've now got clips that join the sections together. How do you get around wider platforms? There'll be various versions. We're going to do this, obviously, is a double-sided platform, which will work for an island platform. We'll do ones with a single side, so there will be no overhang on one side. We'll do infill sections, depending on, we'll have to make it work a bit like the hard standing. We'll have to have this is 70mm wide, so there'll be 70mm double-sided, 70mm single-sided. Then we'll perhaps do a half-width one with no sides on that you could actually slot in between two, and we'll do a version with no sides at all as well for various other things like cattle docks and all sorts of stuff. So really, you can sort of piece them together and do your own thing. So I'm just keeping an eye on the thingies. Dubai, wow. Hello, Jimmy. Nice to have somebody from Dubai. Wow, brilliant. And my dad's just texted saying our COVID cases down in Cornwall have dropped, which is good. So, when do I think it would be available to order? I'm hoping to have the first variant of these, Rob, available on Friday. Worst case, they'll be available Monday, Tuesday. if I can get the textures finished and I'm happy with them today and tomorrow, and do a test build by Friday and write the instructions, then they will be available. I will not be releasing them until the instructions are written and it's all been signed off by those people downstairs. Otherwise, I will just cause them more aggro, and I need to be careful with that. Morning, Stuart. Morning, Andrew. Morning, Martin. Morning, Robert. Morning. There's loads of people. Oh, yeah. Somebody just said, can we do a modern Northern Rail ticket vending machine? Yeah, I just need to find photographs and get it done either as 3D printed or a laser cut thing that you wrap up. Morning, Ian. Yeah, morning, everybody. Wow. LX200, is it possible to put hollow squares to go between the tower? Yes, we could do that, actually. We did that on, so that's the same principle, I suppose, as the LX57. So yes, we could do that, and that's a good idea for an upgrade on that one. It wouldn't be particularly difficult to do. Right, we better get some building done, I suppose. Shall we do the bridge first or the 239? What do you reckon? Bridge? Do the bridge. Right, okay. So this is the first build this morning. LX105. Now, this is the construction of this is exactly the same principle as the construction of the LX36 and LX76 laser cut bowstring bridge. So it follows exactly the same idea. Obviously, the parts are different shape, but it's the same process. So I'm just going to put the other camera in. Right, go back to where I was. Sorry. Right, lost sound. This is the build of the LX105. We're doing that first. So, sorry, I hadn't switched my mic on. Hopefully you can hear me now. Can you? Yeah, that's right. You can. I can hear myself as well, which is really disconcerting. So LX105, construction of this, exactly the same as LX76 and LX36 bowstring bridges, double track and single track version. They're all identical, really. The parts fit together the same. They're just different shape components, but the concept and the structure of them is identical. So yeah, apologies. I'm still learning to drive this thing and forget to switch stuff. So parts. We have a bridge base, top section of the bridge. I know some of these parts may not be prototypical necessarily in design, but they've just been designed to make something that is structurally sound and looks pretty decent on your layout. So hopefully you guys will like it. It's been around for a while, actually. We saw quite a few of these, quite popular kits. And these actually look good daisy chained with the bowstring bridges. So if you have a bowstring bridge, then a girder bridge, then another bowstring bridge, can look quite smart. Bridge sides, and then we've got gusset plates, which is all rivet plates, what I want to call them. These are the parts that go in the corners and things to add some extra detail. These are quite fragile. When you build this kit, I would recommend spraying these before you set about construction. I've not had a chance to spray them today, so I'm just going to fit them, and if I damage any, then it's my own silly fault. But it's just the detail on the top is sometimes a little bit fragile. Just from the lasering process and because essentially this is a very thin wooden sheet, some of the rivets can get knocked if you're not careful. So just be careful with those. They're not super fragile, but you just need to be a little careful with them. So right, first thing, I'm going to remove all the parts from the sheet. Should have done this earlier, but forgot. You can do it if you want. Do the base and that if you want. Whatever. I'll try. I can pop these out. If you can. Yeah, it's these fragile bits that are what's it. These bits should pop out, the bigger pieces. Just the fragile surrounding, what do you call it, detail parts that need to be removed with a knife, really. These should pop out. 260 people watching now, which is brilliant. Thank you all for tuning in. Right, nearly there. These are surprisingly easy kits to build, to be honest. Don't take many minutes at all once you get going. The bit that takes the longest is putting all the rivet strips and all the gusset plates on. Nerve-wracking doing it under pressure, isn't it? Let's see what comments are coming while we're just doing this. Morning, Roger. Dave. Morning, Dave. Yes, when will we be firing up the shrink ray for 2mm modelers? As soon as possible. We have got some things ready in 2mm to go. I just need to run test cuts, really, and put my more nimble fingers on so I can do test builds. Unless I just send them to you, Dave, and you can build them for me. Tell me if you think they're any good or not. It's probably an easier option. You're used to working in that stuff, in that size. Right, so there we go. Main components done. We have bridge sides. These are pretty straightforward. We'll glue those on there, and we glue those on the top. We'll do these later, but I'm just showing you basically how some of it goes together. So we'll glue those on there. That creates a bit of a 3D bridge side. No work to do at all on the top or bottom of the bridge. It literally just slots together. I'm just going to do a test fit, see what they're like. No, they do need gluing. Sometimes, depending on what cutter we've run them on, sometimes the joints are quite tight and you get away with not gluing them, but I'm going to glue them anyway because I should, really. So you do this in any order. The instruction sheet does work you through in a set order, but it's top, bottom, left, right, doesn't matter which bit first. So I'm just going to get some glue. Going with the deluxe laser cut kit glue. we got parents tuning in again as well, which is good, lovely. Nice to. I'll FaceTime later, Dad. I forgot to do it yesterday. I was busy painting doors and things. So laser cut kit glue again, or you can use Superfatic. The only reason why I'm not using Superfatic is because the tip on there is blocked at the moment, and I've not unblocked it, so I'm working with that today. Same type of glue, really. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue in between the holes for the tabs on the top of the bridge. Put that upside down and it popped. Okay, so bridge top goes in. So this is such an easy kit, it really is. It looks complicated and looks hopefully quite impressive when it's finished, but it really is pretty straightforward. Right, top in. It's starting to look a bit like a bridge already, slowly. Okay, bottom in, same principle. Again, just check, make sure it's going to fit all right. We've got the parts all the right way round. Nothing is handed, I don't think, but always best to double check first. More glue. And as you'll see, within about 5 minutes, we'll have something resembling a bridge. In fact, while you're doing that, can you cut some of those out for me, please? I think they're only held in at the bottom, I think.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah. Might as well. Do the job properly, get more fitted. Right, so that's the top, bottom, and the first side done. Second side, again, this should just slot onto here, which it does. So glue. There we are. Something looking something like a bridge now, hopefully. There. How easy was that? Does anything get broken, damaged during cutting, etc.? So there was a kit, a bio bag of. We get quite a few seconds, yeah. We do occasionally have a sort of a second sale, and we bundle things up. So I need to do that at some point because we've got quite a large box downstairs. Sometimes we get things that don't cut through properly, or bits fall out of a sheet for no apparent reason. Every now and again, or if we've got bendy material, sometimes the laser board is a bit susceptible to changes in atmosphere. So if the atmosphere is a bit damp in here, it can go a bit banana shaped and then doesn't lie flat when we cut it. So then the vacuum bed, if we're removing too much from the sheet, it bends and does weird things. So yeah, we do have seconds. We need to do a what do you call it? We need to do a second sale at some point. Morning, Tim. Sorry, just reading the comments put about the bridge. Yes, it's exactly the same process for the bowstring bridges as it is for this one. Right, so we have a bridge, the basics of a bridge, and I've just let the glue go off for a few minutes, a few seconds, so it's a lot sturdier and ready for us to work on the detail parts. So make sure you can see this. All I'm going to do now is glue this bit along the bottom. It's that funny L-shaped kind of thing there. That's going to sit on there and up the side of the bridge. So I'm going to whiz a bit of glue. It's quite warm in here today, so I need to work quick with the glue, otherwise it goes off quicker than I can apply it. All right, that's that bit. It's quite flexible, this bit. Yeah, I know. We need to do something. We do engage. The trouble with engage is it takes. Well, my fingers aren't that good at building that. That's mainly the trouble with engage. My fingers aren't that nimble when it comes to building very detailed kits. So I do struggle to build tiny engage stuff, which is the difficult thing, you see. Makes it hard to develop a kit when you struggle a bit with the tiny components. But we would like to do more engage. And it also comes down to time as well. There's only so many hours in the week, so sometimes it's a bit difficult to get everything done that we'd like to. Right, so that's that one glued on. You see that? Just waiting for this bottom corner to set. That's the side. That gives us a bit of a kind of a 3D lip there on the side. So I do the same now for the top part, which is same shape bit, but just handed, obviously, because that goes that way. So that sits on the top here, like that. So I'm just going to make sure that's going to fit. It will. Just applying some glue. So you can't see what I'm doing off camera, but I'm just applying glue to this wobbly, very thin bit of MDF. Okay, so exactly the same as the bottom piece. This is just going to sit on the top. Position it somewhere about right. All I'm trying to do along the top and sides is get it so that it sits flush along there. So I can't really feel a lip. The top one's a bit more difficult to get exactly in position because it's longer and thinner, so it tends to flex a bit. There we go. It's in position now. And just to make sure it's 100% got it, I'm just going to put a bit of glue into the corner. So the wood will just soak the glue up and pull it into the joint there. So that's that side. Turn it over. There we go again. Side number 2. not the most exciting of viewing, watching somebody applying glue to a piece of board, but needs to be done. Right, there we go. That's that one. How are we doing on the comments? Some more.
What paint do you use?
Paint for the bridge. To be honest, you get a really nice finish on this if you use red oxide car spray. I've in the past, I tend to get my paints from the range. They do high coat and plastic coat. I think one's called high coat, HYCOTE, I think it is, and plastic coat paints in spray cans. The red oxide, cheap and cheerful, high coat spray does a lovely, or gives you a lovely finish on this. It looks a bit like the colour of those of the Forth Bridge. I don't know, one of those bridges up north somewhere in sort of red oxide colour. Looks really good. Weathers up really nicely. It's a nice matte finish. Works brilliantly, and you can weather this with, I don't know, grated charcoal, anything, a bit of hairspray, and brush the charcoal on. Yeah, gives a lovely finish, to be honest. And it's about £5 a can, and you can spray 2 or 3 of these bridges with 1 can. Right, so there we go. We're getting even more bridge-like now. Look, with the sides. You're late. What have you missed? I'll go over the kits we went earlier. I just saw that comment.
Spring arrived.
Yeah, spring is starting to slow. We thought it was anyway, and then it went really cold this week. Spring was starting to arrive. There's a few snowdrops and various other things around, so it's starting to improve, isn't it? Right then, there we go, nearly done. What we're going to do now is remember where I need to put these blooming gusset plates. So I'll just use the picture because I can't remember what goes where now. We have, there we go. Right, there's certain handed gusset plates. There is a kit map in here, which is quite useful, and the parts are labelled on here. Obviously, Tina's cut all the parts out now, so I've got to match the parts to the kit map. But inside, we do give you a kit map, which shows you where all of the gusset plates go. So the particular ones that are numbered or lettered, numbered. So gusset plate 1, they go on the top. So gusset plate 1 is those. I need to match them all up now. Right, gusset plate 1. So we start at the top. They go in, can you see this? So I have a gusset plate there with the rivets, bolts, whatever they are, on the top. That goes on the top. And the idea of these is they just cover up all the joints and give it a bit slightly more realistic finish. So I'm going to whiz through. This is probably the most time-consuming part of this construction, to be honest. You've done the main bit, and that was the easy bit. This is now the bit for relaxation and meditation purposes, where you just sort of sit and plonk gusset plates onto the bridge for the next 5 minutes. But again, really easy to do. Just got to make sure you get them in the right place. So I'm just putting these on so that they line up. So the main beam on the bridge there is sitting in the middle of the gusset plate, and these 2 bits come out of the angled part on the side. That's the principle.
Robert Gibbons said, now that you've got a bigger place, wouldn't it be better if you did a studio part, so when you're showing off your new kits and builds?
Now, studio, yes. Well, over there, that way, we have a sort of a miniature exhibition-y area where we put some kits and stuff on racks and all the things we usually use at Worley. We put the racks up and we've put kits out. We have a bit of a kind of, well, the idea is to build a bit of a studio at that end and use that as a backdrop. We have some workshop shelving and cupboards and things which we're going to use to divide this upper office area into 2 sections. So there'll be a development and studio area, and then desks and officey things over there. So that's the plan. It is an open plan building at the moment. We don't have a closed area up here. But we do need to get something set up. At the moment, I'm setting everything up every week when I do this. I tend to pack away just so that we can clean and keep things tidy and do general day-to-day stuff up here as well. But eventually, once we've got the studio, or not the studio, once we've got the workshop equipment or workshop shelving and cupboards and that up here, we can have more of a permanent studio area. We need better lighting as well and various other things. And something soundproof will be quite good, because if it rains, it is really noisy in here.
Signal box interiors.
Signal box interiors, yeah. Over to you, Dylan. You know more about signal boxes than I do, don't you? So it's something we ought to do. I know there's a lot of people on them, out there that do them, though. So we need to look at doing something unique. Right, that's the first set of gusset plates on. Now I need to do number 2. Say number 2.
Yep.
Yeah, number 2. Number 2s go in the corners. You can see these are easy to do. They just take a few minutes. So number 2's in each corner. There are so many models we ought to do or can do. It's just comes down to time. It's like yesterday. I spent all day yesterday working on those platform textures, and I've still not finished. I don't think I did anything else yesterday apart from the platform textures. But by the time I'd done research, worked on a number of ideas, dealt with a few issues, printed a few copies, changed them all, tweaked them all, it was the end of the day, and it just seems to take so long sometimes. Right, so that's number 2's in the corners. So that's the top set of gusset plates done. Now we need to do the sides, number 3's. Number 3's go up the top. So these are all marked on the kit map, showing you exactly where to put everything.
Would the gusset fit? Would the gussets fit on a boat bridge?
Yeah, we do the gusset plates separately. There's a number of gusset plates, and don't ask me what the number is. Just search gusset plates on the website on ScaleModelScenery.co.uk. Gusset plates should come up. We also do rivet strips as well for along the top of along the top of bridges and things like that, or girders. So yeah, you can put them on, fit on anything. These are just a specific set for this kit because they're designed to fit over certain joints. But we do various angled ones and things, and you can of course cut them to shape with a knife to make them fit anything. If Dylan or Ian are watching, they may be able to comment what the part number is for the gusset plates, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I haven't got a clue.
How long will the platform make in the pack?
Right, platform. Yeah, there's probably going to be 2 lengths of platform. One, can't remember how long that is now. I'll measure it in a second. Let me glue this one on and I'll measure it. Right, that's that one. Okay, platform. A standard platform section is similar to a Hornby platform section, which is 168 millimeters long. There will be probably 2 of those in a pack, and then there'll obviously be 2 ramps in a pack. I think that's the way we'll go. We may also do a longer one, obviously because of the paper sizes we work with. The wraps have to fit onto an A4 sheet for posting purposes. We can print longer wraps, but it makes it a nightmare to post and pack and all the rest of it. So we stick to A4. So the longest we can get on a A4 sheet would be roughly 280 millimeters. So we would do it in multiples of 4 millimeters. So it obviously the length would have to be divisible by 4, so that when we do the period platform wraps, we can finish it nice and neatly with 3-foot slabs. So we need to do a bit of playing if 28 divides by 4, doesn't it? So it might be 280 mil, probably, for a longer section. So there may be packs of longer sections and packs of the shorter ones there at 100 and whatever it was I just said, 68. We may go for those sizes. So can't see. I need to remember to lean forward over the desk. Yeah, so we'll do probably 2 lengths, and we'll probably put 2 platform sections in each pack. So it is going to be something that gets released over the course of the next couple of weeks. We'll probably get the island platforms, that's what I've shown you, and the ramps done first. Then we'll release the other versions, which is the other thing actually. Dylan and I were having a long chat yesterday about platforms and what they look like on the road side. Now, obviously, because we're building layouts and not everybody landscapes their layout so that the railway lines are set into their baseboard or the landscape, you tend to have both sides of the platform raised up, and you'll raise up the booking hall or station building or whatever. Yeah, in real life, the booking hall and station building is often the same level as the car park or concourse, whatever, outside the station. And then the railway is set lower down. So the question is, what do you guys want at the back of the platform while I wait for these to go off? So if we did that, which is the island platform, so you've got your edging both sides. If we take the lip off the other side, do you want that side, do you want it to still have a lip, just with plain slabs? You want no lip along the back, so it's just flush, so it just goes straight up and straight over. What's the best option? So that's part of our long conversation yesterday, and we didn't really manage to decide exactly what the answer should be. We came up with various options, but we weren't 100% sure what we should do. And I've slept since then, so I can't remember what the conclusion was in the end either. Right, nearly done.
Can we do ramps and platforms in a separate pack?
Yep.
That's Chris Cox.
Yep, not every, yes, yep, Chris, yes, definitely. We can do ramps and platforms in a separate pack. We'll do it so it's a mix and match thing, like a few of our bits are mix and match. You'll just have to go on and you'll choose the ramp kit or the main platform straight section kit, and then you'll choose a wrap. I think we'll probably do the wrap separately. Then it just makes it easier. So you'll go, I want 6 island platform sections, 6 straight sections, and 4 ramps, or whatever you decide you want for your particular layout. So I think we'll do it that way. I think.
Paperbrick website, any news on that?
Yeah, still working on that. I've got somebody doing some testing. It'll work differently to the original one. Because obviously we can't get the code from the original chap, as he unfortunately passed away, and I have no contact with his daughter or anything that did take over the site. So it will run in a slightly different way. I'm hoping it'll be better, but it's another kit we are on with. I saw the comment again about the Premier Inn. Yes, we will be doing a Premier Inn. We have drawings for a Premier Inn, and we have drawings for the St Austell Travel Lodge. We should be doing both at some point. How
wide are the platforms?
The island platform there, the top of the platform, I will tell you in a second. 70 mil rings a bell, but I will double check. Just let me glue these on.
Can we do the correct size that Robert Dibbins needs?
What's Robert need? What size do you need, Robert? It depends. We've kind of based it on other standards that everybody else seems to go with. So it would work on the same layout as a Scale Scenes or a Metcalf or whatever else. So we've kind of done an industry standard one. What have we got now? Stop frowning. Right, we're nearly there now. We've just got about 8 of these to go. Not the most riveting of viewing, I know, but not much I can do about it, unfortunately, because they need gluing on. Now, these things, in my opinion, these are the bits that make these bridges stand out from others that are out there. I don't like to say, or blow our own trumpet or anything, but this, you wouldn't get gusset plates and things, not that I know of, on other bridges, other laser cut bridges. You might get them on the plastic kits and things, but I've not seen any other laser cut ones around with these on. I thought I'd missed one. I've missed one there. So this is something that's, as far as I know, unique to us anyway. But this gives it a real additional level of detail rather than it just being a plain kind of bridge. We want it to look as decent as possible. Now these, I have to remember which way these go. That's it, I think. Is it? I can't remember now. Where's my picture? Maybe I've got the wrong one. No, that goes down the bottom. Got the wrong one. You fool. No, it doesn't. I'm confusing myself now as to which one goes where. The bigger one in the top corner.
No, number 5. The bigger ones.
Number 5. Number 5. No, number 5 goes down on the bottom then. So that must go that way. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. I just can't get the angle right here now.
Oh, no, they're 4.
I've got to get this right way around. Hang on.
No, these are 4. Is that the one you got?
That's the one I've got.
4.
That's 4. That's up top. That's top corner then, is it? Right. So that must go in that way. That's better. I was starting to panic for a minute, thinking I got a load of stuff completely wrong. Right. Number 4. Okay. There, so that goes up in that top corner there. So it's a fancy angled one, so they point downwards, you see what I mean? There. That was that one. So that's what was confusing me. Then I got them the wrong way around. Number 4 again. That's that way this time. Now, number 4s and number 5s, I think, are handed, so they will only work in certain corners. You've got to get them the right way around. Otherwise, you will drive yourself around the twist, trying to get blinking things to fit. There we are. That one. And that. There we go. One bridge side nearly finished. 2 more to put in. Bottom corners. Again, try and get them the right way around. Get the right one, which is that one. It goes in there. That one. That one. Here's that side. Yeah, they're not super delicate, these, that you can't handle with your fingers. I've not managed to damage any yet, so they're not too bad. Just be careful if you've got the kit kicking around in your drawer for a few years before you build it. I know there's a few folks that bought one a long time ago and haven't built it yet, so just be careful. It's knocking around in your drawer for a while. It could get damaged. Is there a single bridge version, a single track? Yeah, single track version of this, yeah, LX104. Exactly the same, it's just narrower. Same parts, same everything, same number of gusset plates. Right, there we go, bridge is done. That's it, all the gusset plates on, all finished. Now, what we need to go with this is some piers. I did make some piers, what, 4 years ago? Never released them as a kit. I will dig them out and I will get them done and finished. I did wraps, I did everything, and I used them on the demo layout we started building a long time ago, which is over there on top of the toilet. So I must dig those out and get those sorted because it needs piers. So I will do those. But that there is LX, still can't get my head around these cameras, LX105 double track bowstring bridge. LX104 is the single track version, exactly the same, it's just narrower. Same concept, same construction, everything, same gusset plates. It's the same kit. Right, there you go. So that's LX105. Any questions? Post them up, but that's it. It's for us, it's the detail in the gusset plates and various other bits that just give it a little bit of extra, what do you call it? Je ne sais quoi, whatever the word is, over other ones on the market. So that's why I like this one anyway. But I'm biased. Right then, so that's LX105. Now, next kit. How are we doing for time? Ooh, 11:15, flipping out. Next kit. LX239 Parish Noticeboards. These are quite simple. Hopefully not going to take many minutes to do. I'll show you how straightforward they are. This builds 2 small, 2 medium, and 2 large. I'll build a couple because they're all the same. Once you've built one, the rest of them are identical. So I'll knock a couple up and show you how they go together. Like a lot of our kits, they're just layered items. So in the pack, we have laser board bits. Yeah. Which, whether you can see, if I can get the angle right, maybe not. There is some engraved lettering at the top on there, which you can see in daylight, which says parish notices. And then inside, in the wraps, or on the instruction sheet, we've got some wraps for the inside of the notice boards. The instructions there show you how they go together. So you're essentially just layering things up. So you take the backboard, put the frame on, glue the poster in, put the top on. That's it. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to whiz through that. Then, if I've got time, before we have to knock off and make a cup of coffee and things, I will show you another kit, which I've just drew last night. Something I've been meaning to do for ages. I did the 3D printed parts a long time ago, but I've never built the laser board bits. I drew them up last night quickly while sat in the dining room, and I'm going to see if it goes together. So we'll do a test build of that in a minute. I'll show you what that is in a few minutes. So I'm just going to do the one that's got the parish notices thing engraved across the top. Can you cut the wrap out for me, please?
Is it just the small?
It's the
nice.
Medium one. That one. I think it should be that one.
That one.
Yeah. Ta.
There's a ruler, please.
Yep. Right then. Get this the right way around. So it's got the engraving on. You still can't see it, but it does say parish notices. If you give that a rub with a bit of weathering powder, it'll bring the text out nicely on that. So first part is, might need tweezers for this one. All I'm going to do, okay, same glue. You can use deluxe card glue as well. It's the same stuff really, just slightly different part on this one's got a bit more grip to it. It goes off a little bit quicker. So a little bit of glue around the frame, and I'm just going to put the frame into position on the backboard. There, start of the parish notice board. The idea being now that when Tina's cut the wrap out, we glue that in the middle. Then we can glue, hopefully this will fit. There probably is a top and a bottom, but I can't tell which is the top and which is the bottom. But that should, in theory, fit in there, which it does. So tiny drop of glue. This is the LX239 kit, LX239-OO. We do a similar kit as well for, which is the right way, open it. Yeah, blue poster at the top. Yeah. We do a similar kit for pub signs as well. Goes together in exactly the same method, just layered laser board. So that's that bit. Posters are in. Obviously, depending on what era you're modeling, you may want to replace the posters with something simpler. These are bright colored things. Obviously, if you're doing a wartime one, it might be prudent to replace the posters with something a little bit more vintage, but you can just Google stuff on, Google Images, resize it, shrink it so it shrinks it down to fit in here, print it off, job done. You can also, what I should have done, let me do that actually. Let me glaze it. It's going to look better if I glaze it. I wasn't going to glaze it, but I will do. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cellophane that the kit's come in. This is how I glaze a lot of the windows with our small kits, like the LX384 platform shelter and things. Just use the cellophane the kit comes in. I'm going to drop that on there. Wait a few seconds and check the comments for a minute. John just says, yeah, actually John did that. Yeah, that's yeah, good work, John. Yeah, just use that. It does, I think it mentions it somewhere in the thing, but you don't have to glaze it if you don't want to. So all I've done, glued the frame to the cellophane sheet. And I'm just going to do a couple of gentle passes with the knife. The cellophane's not that thick, but what I don't want to do is pull it, because then it will ruin it. So I'll just go through nice and gentle. And there we are. Let's have a glazed window. There. See the glazing? Almost done. So, bit of glue around here again. Yeah. Turn it over.
It says, would it be better to glue the wrap in first?
The only thing, if you glue the wrap onto the backboard, you could do, but you've got to get it straight in exactly the right position, whereas the wrap's sized to fit to slot straight into that center or the frame, so it should just drop in. I did size it so it would fit. Right. There we go. All I've done is glued that top layer over it, so you can see from the side there's 3 layers, hopefully. Morning, Justin and Boss. Yep, that's right. It's the boss. Yep. I'm really nervous this morning. Christina's sat here. I've got to watch what I say and get it all 100% right. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That is a parish notice board. Now the rest of them, I could do another one. In fact, no, I've missed a bit. Let me put that on. It's nearly done. I thought it finished. All that happens is that one. That piece there, which has a slight curve to the front of it, if I can get hold of it, just sits up on top of there, centered. So there's a slight overlap both sides. That's better. There we go. Now it's finished. There. And it should look just like the parish notice board in your local village or town or whatever, hopefully. Obviously you can paint them if you wanted to paint the parts before you assemble it. It's probably easier. So there you go. That's the parish notice board, LX239. All the same, you get 3 sizes. So you get 2 with legs, yeah, because it builds 2 with legs, then it builds 2 more that go on wall-mounted ones. So,
is it right in thinking there aren't enough inserts to frames?
No, there was a time originally that it was that way, maybe, but now it is correct. I think the very first release we did, we probably didn't have enough in there, but we have now. They're correct. If you're missing them, just drop us an email and we'll either send them to you printed, or if you want to download them and print them, we can send you a downloadable version. How many viewers today? We have 286 today. Not as many as we've had in previous weeks, but that's fine. People are out playing in the snow probably. Right, what I was going to do now, very quickly, is I had a bit of a play around with these yesterday. You might not be able to tell what they are, but you may know if you put those in. Lifebuoys. So, been wanting to do these for a long time. These are actually printed. I 3D printed these about a year and a half ago, and they sat in a box downstairs, and I've discovered them the other week. So I thought I'd better get it done. So I've made this so in theory it makes up 6 Lifebuoy things, holders. They do need a tweak, so I'm only going to build 1 of each, because some parts I've just tweaked them on my computer. Parts are a bit fragile there. I don't know why, whether that's something to do with the way the board was in the cutter or what, I don't know. Anyway, and one bit's just fell out, look. So I'm going to test it and see if they go together. It may not work. This is the first build of this kit. Never done it before. So who knows whether it's going to work or not. Probably find that I've done something daft somewhere. I usually do. So this is the same principle as the Parish Noticeboards that we've just done. 3 layers. So a bit of glue on there. And with these being laser board, you can get away with just using them straight out the pack if you're going for a wooden finish, or you can paint them with a sort of dark brown wash. And with it being wood, you can actually stain the board with Coal Ron, is it? Or Ron Seal, whatever, wood stains. As long as it's not water-based. If it's water-based, it can make the laser board go a bit wet and floppy. Right, first part, so that's the 2 joined together. This would work as a notice board as well, actually. You could have that by a fishing pond, couldn't you, with it? All sorts of things. Talking of fishing ponds, we're on about doing fishing pegs as well. Whether anybody would want them, but to go along the side of a canal or river, you could do fishing pegs to go with the jetties and things like that. More kits. Right, now the other piece that I've just glued over the top, you can hardly see it, but there is some engraving on the top of that as well, which says MHT, which I just did Navigissy Harbour Trust, because that's what's on the one in the village. Anyway, that's that Lifebuoy holder thing. So hopefully, yeah, Lifebuoy fits the middle. And you obviously need some white paint because they're normally orange and white. So a bit of white acrylic on the 3D printed thing, and jobs are good one. So there we go. A Lifebuoy holder for your coastal, riverside, canal side, whatever layouts. I'm just going to quickly test these ones because I don't know whether these will work. Still actually not finished that one either. I've done the same as I did on the other one. Supposed to put these on the top. If these work, these may not be big enough and may need extending, so I'm just going to score that a bit more so I can bend it. Right, in theory, well, that's about right. Maybe make it a bit longer in the production versions. This is so fiddly to glue. I need to tweak this because it's hard to get it to glue on. Maybe better with 2 separate pieces, perhaps. Let's just try and do it that way. There. That's better. Poke it with the tweezers. That's better. Just gotta wait for a few seconds for the glue to go off, and I can let go of it, hopefully. I think it's just about got it. No, it hasn't. It's come loose. Ah. Right, they need to be done individually, I think. But this is all part of development, I suppose, isn't it? Hard, these stalls, aren't they? When you sat on them for ages. That's better. Much easier when they're separate parts. Yeah. It's got a little roofy bit to it now. And then that goes in there. So just a bit of white acrylic just to paint some bands onto the thingy. You're making fishing pegs, you're going to make little fish too. No, I think we can draw the line there, actually. I think, Digger, I think we will draw the line there. We'll do fishing pegs, but I think that'll be it. I don't think we'll do little fish. I think we're probably... We do dolphins, yeah. Yeah. But I think I wouldn't fancy trying to model perch or something like that. That'd be tiny. Right, these ones, whether these will work, these are just simpler. The other bits will work because it's the same concept as that one without the leg on it. And then this one, hopefully. I'm hoping the Lifebuoy will simply hang on the hook. So you can paint the hook black or whatever colour you want it to be. So just glue that together, 2 layers of laser board. Fish baskets, yeah, we've got fish crates. Is that a fishing line we're drawing? Ah, yeah, very good. Very funny. Yes, it is a fishing line we're drawing. There we go. There we are. So you've got a simple thing. This obviously you just drill a hole for this. So drill a 1.5 mil hole, something like that. Poke that in, glue it in position, job done. Do you do figures? People not doing Angus? No. I don't know what's his name. Alan from Model U might do fishing people. I don't know actually. We don't really sell figures anymore. No, we just do our bits now. So that's that one. So we go Lifebuoy things. So these should be available. AX147. These will be. These should be available by the end of the week on the website with a 3D printed Lifebuoy things. Would you like a couple of handmade still? Yeah, they are rather hard. They're wooden IKEA kind of bar stool things, but they're blooming hard when you sat here for an hour and a bit. How long have we been on today? Hour and lost the time. Oh, there, hour and 2 minutes. That's not too bad, so that's all right. So there, there'll be AX147, they'll be. Really tiny, but really simple, and you'll get 6 in a pack. It'll build 2 of the post ones, 2 of the boards on a post, and 2 wall-mounted Lifebuoy holder things. So they'll be available later on in the week, by Friday anyway. Really simple, and I will get the instructions written for those because they are so easy. Just need to tweak a few bits. I think that covers everything this morning. Yes, knock do fishermen, you're quite right. I know some folks though are very particular about their figures and aren't happy about using HO scale figures on a 00 scale layout. So it will be down to pestering Alan at Model U and various other places to see if they could do the fishing figures. What else? Are we going to do Lidl and Aldi? We may do a modern supermarket at some point. Yeah. We wouldn't brand it though. We would just leave it as generic for you to do whatever you wanted. Anything else we need to cover? That it, isn't it? This morning? Coffee time. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with the platforms, get some more textures finished, try and get the platform edge textures finished because I'm still using plain boring brick at the moment. So I'll get that done today. See if I can get on the lasers lunchtime-ish and run some ramps and other bits and bobs. Morning, Solitaire. You're in New Zealand, Australia. Hope you're well. Hope everything's all right the other side of the world. Good to see you tuning in. And thank you to everybody else that's tuned in this morning. Morning, David. Loads of comments this morning. Brilliant. I've missed most of them. But thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed washing. I'm going to wash the glue tip out now before I forget, and that all blocks up. Any questions, post them in the comments. Where's Lola? Lola's at home because Elizabeth's at home, not at college at the moment. She stays at home with Elizabeth and keeps Elizabeth company. But she doesn't like coming in the car to work, so she tends to just prefer to stay at home with Elizabeth and spends most of the day sleeping, doesn't she? Just asleep on the settee. And then spends part of the time sat on the windowsill, which Elizabeth seems to have taught her to do. Sit on the living room windowsill, looking out the window, waiting for us to come home. So, but she's quite happy at home, and it's a lot less noisy here. So, right, we're going to disappear now. Coffee time. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for all the comments. Anything else I need to say?
No, I think so. Thank you.
Done. No. Hopefully I'll get Tina to join me again next week. You never know. Right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.